here we are. It is time. Yes, it is time for the top 100 board games of all time. According to me, listen to no one else on YouTube. I am final authority on what is a good game or not. All right, folks, here we go. So much fun. Let's start with number 100. It's been in my collection for 3 years, always in the top 100 here. It is Colosseum. Colosseum, boy, this is the game that taught me artwork isn't everything. When I saw the artwork, I was like, bleh. You know, I still don't think the artwork's that good. However, the gameplay definitely is. You are bidding for little tokens. You're trying to put on a show in your arena. You only get one freaking action each turn, so it needs to be to build up your stadium or expand your stadium or get stadium seating or get other little wingdings or whatnot. You're also making trades with people after the bidding round is done. Then you're making unlimited trades, and this is the most players you can have, I think, is 5. And I have not played with 5. I would love to play with 5 because the trade possibilities are out there. I've been a part of a 4-way trade. I give this to so-and-so. You give this to them. You give that to them, and you give it to me. We all traded. I mean, it's like, whoa, it's like one of these big math trades. You really get into it. I mean, even 3 players, it's really fun to do a 3-player trade, which I have before. I've done that several times. So I haven't played with 5 players, but I'd love to get a 5-player trade. But you're always trying to trade, and you're trading tokens back and forth. Sometimes you're getting hosed, but you really need this one to finish it. And sometimes you can't finish a full performance that's needed. Most times you can't, so you're going to score the least amount of points. However, for those first, 4 rounds, those aren't points. That's just tracking how much money you'll get for the next round. The more money, the bigger the shows, the bigger the more stuff you can buy, the bigger the actions, the performances, and you're trying to build up to that last round where finally, even though you've been moving around the scoreboard and then taking it off when you get the money, now this time this is for reals. This is for victory points, and you will almost make it all. Every time you're getting more and more coin, and this time you're getting victory points, and you almost make it all around that track. It is so satisfying. It's such a satisfying game. The trading is the crux of it, though. What you need, what you can afford to give away. Also, whoever was last gets to steal something from someone who was first, which sucks. You're like, no, they're going to take my horse, and I need the horse for the next show. And they take the horse, sure enough, because they need a horse too. And there just hasn't been that many horse tokens that came out. Or if you get a certain amount of a certain entertainer, you get an extra bonus. And sometimes they'll just take the extra entertainer from you to steal, well, not steal, but make you lose that bonus. Because those bonuses can really take you away. You're rolling dice to move Emperors into your stadium and out of other people's stadiums for additional victory points. The game can be pretty cutthroat at times, you know, refusing to trade with someone who you know needs something, which I've seen before, but to be honest, if they don't have anything, like I had someone wanting to give me the farm just for one of my tokens. And I was like, okay. And I mean, I got so many tokens, and I was able to do way more. It's like, well, can you do a big trade with me then? I'll give you what you need. I went, no. Now I got so many tokens. Probably shouldn't have done that, but he really needed it for this one performance. And really, even more than the bidding isn't, I mean, sometimes you get some bids that go a little high, but mainly the main concern is the trades. Everyone's worried about the trading session. And like I said, you have to trade to survive in this game. So Colosseum, really awesome game, my number 100. Number 99 it's in its sophomore season, and I always say, did it get the sophomore bump or did it go with the sophomore slump? And this one got the sophomore bump! Merchants of the Dark Road, welcome to the top 100. You weren't in my top 100 last year. You barely made it this year, even though you didn't get the expansion you needed. This is a rondelle, pick up and deliver, but so different than what you would think, because on top of being a cool rondelle, you're also watching what other players are getting, because when they go down the dark road to make their delivery, you can hop along with them and make your delivery, thereby scoring coin or prestige. The lowest of the two will be your final score, but you want to tag along with as many of these travelers who go to keep getting points every round. However, the person going on the road also would love you to come, because that gives them more dice to roll, which gives them a better chance of getting successful prizes down the road. So it benefits both people. It's a fantastic game, beautiful artwork. The deluxe edition is super cheap right now, used, super cheap. This game was a flash in the pan. It was all the hotness for 2 seconds and then disappeared from I never hear anyone talk about this game. But when it came out, everyone was like, this is the best game in the world. And then the next year, they don't even know what the game is. You know, like a lot of board games, right? But this one to me has grown on me over the year I've had it. I played it a lot more. My gaming group absolutely loves it. I was crushed when Elf Creek Games went out of business and I couldn't get my my expansion, which now that's been bought by, I think, Cranium Games. I can't remember. Someone else bought it, but they're going to bring out the expansion sometime next year, and I will get it as being part of that failed Kickstarter. So I can't wait to get it and see what it brings to the table, because I really was excited. That game came with like deluxe pieces for Santa's Workshop, which I was happy. I love Santa's Workshop too. It is also in my top 100. But I didn't just buy it for the deluxe pieces. I wanted that Merchants of the Dark Road expansion. Now, I'll be honest, this game may have also suffered a little bit because Elf Creek Games, you know, sour relations with one of the creators who worked there, because he outright, you know, gaslighted me and called me out. I questioned a few months, maybe 6 to 8 months before they went under, if they were going under. I said, I hope you're not. Usually when you see these issues, the excuses, that means the company's having issues. And you're what's wrong. Well, I won't say his name, but anyway, he said, you're what's wrong with the company. You're what's wrong with the hobby today. Negative people like you. There's nothing wrong with this company. And then less than a year later saying, yeah, so we've been having problems with past year. I knew it, but couldn't say anything. Dude, no. Elf Creek Games, I haven't played all their games. Atlantic Rising seems nice. I may play that. I played Honey Buzz. Honey Buzz sucks. Honey Buzz is just, it's a beautiful game with zero game. The game is broken. It is just garbage. Absolutely hate it. Even though it looks really pretty. I wanted to love that game, but couldn't. But Merchants of the Dark Road and Santa's Workshop are the two best ones they had. So if you want to get your hands on it, you definitely should get Merchants of the Dark Road, especially if, like, you know, the Rondell movement like I was talking about, and just the pick up and deliver and the little complexity that goes into, hey, am I bringing someone on board or am I leaving that person out? You know, am I not going, because they can only go to 3 different sections of the board. And so maybe you say, okay, no one else has green, I'm going to the green area, because they have purple, they have blue. Yeah, I've done that before too. But I love the synergy, the interaction. Even though it's pick up and deliver in Rondell, there's still some synergy there on who's going with you down the dark road. Awesome game, my number 99. At number 98 is Palaces of Carrara. This got a reprint from Game Masters or something, Game Brewers or whatever, Brewmasters, who cares? They're gone now. But one of the great things they gave us before they left was a reprint of this classic game where you are going around, you're trying to buy these buildings. You're moving around this, it's kind of like a Dutch auction. As you're moving this wheel around, the bricks, the different colored bricks get cheaper in cost. Eventually someone's going to buy them. Maybe one, maybe a few, maybe all of them, and get a little bonus at the end, depending if you're playing with the new expansion, the little mini module that goes with it, with statues, which I suggest you do. And anyway, you're using those bricks to buy buildings, to build up your tableau on your player board, to cash them in for victory points. And some of these are one time only. So if someone cashes in on their red cities, that's it. No one else can cash in on the red cities in the game. So you got to be careful and know when to score. And this game is so good because it runs out really quickly. The game goes really fast because once you're out of buildings, that's the end of the game. And the game can end like that. Now the thing that I love about this is not many people understand that you can score a lot of points, but if you try to hoard up and try to get a big score, no one in their right mind would let you do that. And it happens every time we've played. I see people trying to stockpile on the purple, the green, the blue, or red cities. And I go, okay, I have one on red. I'm going to score red. And they go, because they wanted to score it, because they were going to get big points or tons of money, because money can be tight in the game. And when I scored, they get all pissed. So, well, sorry. I mean, you know, they wanted just 2 more buildings. Then they could have gotten a big score, big money come in. But no, that's not the name of the game. The name of the game is scoring when you can. And another way it ends, if you've scored X amount of times in the game, which has never happened in any of our games, because none of the people in our board game group play that way. They don't think that way. And that's the thing I love about this game is you are so obsessed with trying to build up these buildings and trying to get this huge score, but it's never going to happen. So you got to set up for the small wins. The other thing I like about this game is once someone scores, to get the little bonus, there's little scoring sections that give you money or victory points. And when you take from that area, everyone else must score at the same time. If they don't, they're going to lose that little bonus. So they say, oh, I don't want to score that one yet. which I've seen people give up some victory points or coin, both which are needed in the game, just so they can score later. But no one ever scores everything. So the game forces you to do some impromptu scoring, so there's not this big hoard up and then cash in on a big one, which is what you'd see in a lot of these games. But this game prohibits you from doing that. And with the mini expansion module they came out with getting statues. Statues is another way you can do scoring, and it's just a different level. Like you can score on the type of building, the color of the building, and now what statues are on that building too. Of course, the area that the building's in too can count. But there's different ways of scoring and balancing out, having a good balance of when to score and when to build and everything, because you're building up points slowly, not all at once. But just a phenomenal game. Game Brewers, I think is their name. They did a great job reprinting this. I'm so sad that they had to close down too, because it looked like a lot of their games were good. But Palace of Carrara, they reprinted it, and it's excellent. This has always been a top 100 game for me. And this is its 7th year in the top 100, even though it is on the down low a little bit. 98 is the lowest it's ever been. However, excellent game. All right, let's talk about Queen Games, because it's been a hot minute. This is the first time in this is its 5th year in my collection. Zen Garden, welcome to the top 100. Zen Garden, folks, has always been on the outside looking in the past few years. And as I grow to love tile placement a little bit more, this tile placement game has just moved up the list. Also, it's coming down in price a lot, so it's easier for people to get a hold of. But basically, you are just grabbing tiles from the first row for free, or from the next top 2 rows for 1 or 2 coins. Money, as always, is limited, so you got to watch out when you're going to spend those coins. Plus, the coins can be cashed in for points. You'll never keep all 12 of your coins, though. There's always another tile you want. And you're trying to get these 4 pathways. And yeah, you want the colors to match. Maybe you want the paths to match. But that's not how you win the game. The game has all these tiles that you're going to spread across the board over all these modules. You should play with all the modules. It's a normal game when you play with all the modules. And there's so many ways to score. And the thing is, you don't score your points until the end of the game. So you are playing this game the whole time. You think you may have the most points, but you don't. Someone else has done better building there, and they did it on a different strategy than you, looking at all the points you could get in the game. Sometimes it's the color, sometimes it's the pathway, sometimes it's the emblem or the symbol on it. There's several different ways you can score this game, and it is wonderful. It's a wonderful little game by Queen Games. Zen Garden, everyone who have played it loves it, but they want to keep their Zen Garden there. We always want to keep it the same color or the same path, and I'm like, guys, that's not how you win the game. You got to go with what the strategy is. Yeah, it looks a little messy here, but there is some synergy there, and you just got to see. You got to look at the emblems now, or you just got to look at the color, or just look at the type of path, not the color of the ground, but the path itself. And it's just so much fun. Zen Garden, my number 97. Number 96 is a new game back into my collection that left years ago. Bruxelles, 1893. I had this game, and back in the day, I used to give away games. I'd ask someone, hey, what are your top 10 games? And any game they told me was usually not my top 100, I would give them. And my buddy wrote down 10 games that were in my top 100. And I was like, oh! And back then, that was the deal. I had to give one of them away. And I didn't have to, but I wanted to. So I looked, and I guess Bruxelles 1893 was the lowest. And I said, I'll just buy another copy later on. Totally forgot about the game until they just recently did a reprint a year ago. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't have that game. And at first, I forgot that I'd given it away. I had to look behind this shelf to see if it fell through the cracks or in my closet. I was like, where'd that game go? Did I lose it? Did I lose it when I moved? I'm here thinking. And then I remembered, no, I gave it away, I remember. So I bought it back again, and boy howdy, the new version, I'm glad I did, because the new version is even better than the old version. It has an extra module here. Well, first off, the game is you're going to set this little cross piece to certain sections of the board. You're trying to buy locations there, get paintings, set prices for paintings and everything. Try to get as many men on the board to take certain actions to win rows for end of the round bonuses. It's a piece within piece. But the thing that makes this new version better is the old version, the way the pieces would move. You need certain requirements to buy certain buildings and stuff. In this game, it's way different the way they do it, and a little bit more fair. The old version, you could get it to where it's pretty simple, and people would keep it that way, simple. And I think they saw that, and they changed the way. It's kind of hard without explaining the whole game here. But paying certain resources for something, you could get it to where it's pretty simple after a while. But here, they have a new rule on these little clock pieces and where they can go. But the game as a whole is uber fun. It's uber fun. The moment we started playing again, I was like, yes, yes, yes. Why did I get rid of this game? It probably might should have been a little bit higher than 96 just coming back, but it's getting its feet warm again. It's probably going to move up next year. But when I got it, we played the heck out of this one, and then I did the review, and I don't think I've played it since. I may have played it with one other group since then, so it's been a while since I played it. But right now, 96, great game. Bruxelles, 1893. Number 95 is Desperados of Dicetown. This has been in my top 100 forever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. It's eighth year in the top 100, and it's been drifting around the 90s. 99 last year, 100 the year before that, but it's still always in my top 100. It's just an easy, simple dice chucking. It's like a Yahtzee style game where you're trying to get symbols, bang symbols, and you're trying to move these this family members, 5 family members, and it's basically coasters, and you're turning them until they unlock. And once they unlock, then they can start shooting other players and getting rid of their chips. The how to win the game is get all your family members unlocked and have the most money at the end of the game. So someone has all their family members unlocked, great, but you don't have enough money, you can't win. And I've seen some crazy games where we've all had people unlocked and we keep shooting each other, but no one has the most money. Everyone, or one person who has the most money still has someone unlocked yet. So it just keeps going back and forth, and it could be anyone's game. It is so much fun. It's way better than the base game Dicetown, which I got rid of years ago because I just wasn't playing as much. And Desperados of Dicetown, this little prequel game that they made in the spirit of Dicetown, is way better, super fun, comes in a small box, super cheap to play. I had a buddy of mine come over a while back and went, I want to play this game. Is it really that good? And we played, he's like, love it, love it. It's just so fun, easy to teach, so fun to play, and it does have strategy. It does have strategy for being such a simple game. Desperados of Dicetown, my number 95. Number 94 is a game I've had in my collection for 3 years, always in the top 100, even though it's been drifting in the 90s lately. It's Newton. Newton is a great game where you are taking cards, you're taking the action on that symbol, and then at the end of the round, if you played 5 cards out, you're tucking one of those cards underneath your player board, but keeping the symbol open, which means you're going to have a stronger action next time in the next round. And so over the rounds, your actions are getting stronger, and those actions could be traveling the world. You're trying to fill up this bookcase for points, and that requires going different places, learning different inventions, all the stuff, unlocking scholar cards that can give you big bonuses in the game. The game comes, well, it doesn't come with, but there's like a little board expansion called New Dawn or whatever, and at first it's like, you take it or leave it. No, take it. Because I've played now several times, and I've played with that big board, and the board switches up the areas, switches up the academic levels, switches up the travel board, and I've grown to really like that. Even though the places you go, the bonus tokens you spread across the board, that adds to the variety, but having a different map on the board too adds so much flavor to this game. And everyone has gotten a hold of this. Everyone's gotten the hang of this strategy now. We've been playing it, because filling up your bookshelf and doing it and using, because every player board starts with one action that's a little bit more powerful than any of the other players, because every player board's different. And so that is a lot of fun too. So there's tons of strategy here with all the little expansions. I'll be honest, the little professors expansion where you try to buy these professors for one-time uses, probably not worth it. I lost the game because I was focusing too much on that because no one was getting them. I was like, I can have exclusive rights. But it seemed like all of my money was just pouring into this, and the reward just wasn't as good, and I ended up losing it. But it is a phenomenal game, and I'm glad that strategy didn't work, because then everyone would have tried it. But overall, Newton, excellent game. My number 94. Number 93 is a game that's been in my collection for 8, 9. This is its 9th year in the top 10, even though this is the lowest it's ever been. It did get a reprint recently, Expedition Northwest Patches. Now, I never looked at the reprint, but the original game, the artwork's beautiful, it's polished wood pieces, and basically, you're just doing simple actions by moving your workers from the top of your board to the bottom of your board. Certain actions can cost 1 worker or 2 workers, and depending where they're at means you're going to move your sled or your ship. Because in most of the game, you're trying to find the Northwest Passage, and along the way, make some discoveries. The further you go, the more valuable the points will be and the discoveries will be. And then, of course, find the Northwest Passage is big points. But they do that because you can stay at the, and I've seen people stay at the beginning of the board and just do all the easy expeditions. And then once someone finds the Northwest Passage, if you can get back to Greenland first, even though you didn't find the Northwest Passage, if you're the first one back to Greenland, you can also score some pretty nice points. And I've seen people almost win the game with that strategy. But the bold, fortune favors the bold in this, and you want to go as deep as you can. And it's hard because there's a little sundial. And it's only going to be sunny on that board for like 3 turns of the, 8 rounds you have. The rest of it, most of the continent is buried in ice. So your ship is frozen unless it's traveling south a lot. And from there, then the game really picks up because you have to get your sled. Water areas are not accessible to your sled unless it's wintertime. In wintertime, the water is frozen and your sled can go anywhere. So for a while, your ship is moving, then your sled has to move, and then at the end of the game, then your ship can start moving again. And it's really fun, splitting up your group and trying to balance it forth, making discoveries on your sled, doing other things on your ship, bringing more tiles in, adding on to the board. You get points. You're thinking, why would I add exploration for other people? Because if you complete certain glaciers, you'll get extra points in the game. Some are immediate points, some are in-game points that you don't realize how many tokens people have of this, that, and the other can get you extra points. And for the first time ever, I've never won this game in 9 years. Playing it, I've never won. And I finally won this year. And for some reason, it's ranked the lowest it's ever been. I don't know why. Who knows? Did I have more fun losing this game? Either way, it is so good. Such a good game. I'm super glad it got a reprint. Expedition Northwest Passage, my number 93. At number 92 is a game that's been in my collection for 5 years now. Always in the top 100, even though this is also the lowest it's ever been. But Hadara, boy oh boy, Hadara. This designer, I can't think of his name right now, but I had a ton of his games. And eventually, over time, got rid of them all, except for Hadara. I think Hadara is a perfect game here, as you are turning this emblem. Everyone is a certain emblem, and you are picking the top 2 cards from the deck. And you're getting rid of one, putting it on the discard pile, which is very important which one you choose. And then with the other one, you're either buying it, money super tight here, or you are selling it for small chump change. And after you go around the first round, the second round, then you're picking up that top discarded card left by another player and deciding, do I want this? Or do I want to discard it for chump change, Like I said, money's tight. And there's 4 different levels of cards. One is blue cards that basically symbolize statues and whatnot. Statues can get you victory points in the game. Red is also buildings, which you can raid and get money and victory points with. So those are important. Not as much as the blue. Blue's more victory points. Green is how you feed your people. If you can't feed your people, you're going to lose those cards and lose the bonuses that they provide you. So you'll move down all 4 tracks. And then, of course, yellow is gold. You need gold to buy people. But here's the thing. If you buy too much people, because you're just buying the gold people, I tried this strategy once. I said, oh, well, you just buy a bunch of yellow people. That way you have all the money in the world. Yeah, and then I had no food, and they all died off. But that was worth it. And then I wasn't winning the game because I wasn't getting victory points every round. And that was worth it, too. This game is so simple, yet so strategic. I did get the little promo pack just with extra character cards and whatnot, and some extra building cards. And finally got one of the bonus promo buildings for the first time ever because it was so hard to get it. I mean, you have to be really tight with your finances to make sure you got it, but I finally did. And the game is so fun, so simple, so easy, so colorful. A lot of people like this game. I don't hear people talk about it as much as they used to. But for me, for the past 5 years, it's always been a top 100 game, and that's all I need to know that it's excellent. So Hadara, my number 92. At number 91 is In the Hall of the Mountain King. It got the sophomore bump a little bit from 96 to 91. Not bad. This game is so much fun because you are on your turn, you're taking just 3 easy steps. Getting a troll, building a tunnel, using your resources on your cards. If you don't use them on your cards, and you try to, every time you stack it pyramid style, they replenish whatever goods it is, unless it's already there. So you have to use those resources on those cards before you place another troll in there so you can get those resources again. And I like that. You can't stockpile goods. Yes, there are certain ways to get it off those cards into your own storage to use whenever. But also, moving statues. We never did that much in this game until my nephew decided, wait a minute, you can win the game this way, and moved his statue almost to the center of the earth and got a whopping amount of points in the game, and that's what broke it open for all of us. So now we use wheelbarrows all the time to move statues. That's also important too. How you connect the tunnels together, connecting it to workshops to get these extra free bonuses. So much is going into this game. And again, I see the deluxe edition for uber cheap. Uber cheap. People, this game was a flash in the pan. It was here today, gone tomorrow. People forgot about it, but it's still a solid game. Those are the games I really like. The games that got like a short pop and then everyone went to the next new shiny and everyone forgot about it. My old roommate came over and he said, what can we play? And I was looking and I got down that game. I don't know why, I just decided to get down the game. And we were playing it and he was like, this is so much fun. He still talks about it. In fact, this is probably his favorite game. He's only played like 5 games in my collection right now. But in the Hall of the Mountain King, he really enjoyed because it's not that hard to get the hang of it, and it feels like you're playing a very strategic game. And you know what trolls you get, how you stack them, all that kind of stuff matters. But the game in and of itself is so simple, and I love it. So in the Hall of the Mountain King, excellent game, my number 91. Hey folks, that's it for now. Come back next time and I will talk about my top 90 games of all time. See you then.